Oh, okay.
Yeah. I see us on your page.
You do?
Hmm.
Oh,
That's what I was
okay.
looking for.
Hey, this thing is no joke.
Yes.
I was trying to get that. Hello, everyone. We are now live. So, how's everyone doing this evening?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
I'm doing wonderful.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, my name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. And there we are. My name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am your host for A Queen's Roundtable Quarterly Symposium. This particular symposium is titled All About the Business. Okay. So we are coming to you this evening to let you know a little bit about us as the presenters, as well as why this is a summit you do not want to miss. So, like I said myself, I am your host for the summit. I'm also a confidence and success coach, and I work specifically with African American women that have coaching and or consulting businesses. And what I do is I help them to create effective ways to address negative self-talk and all of those self-sabotaging behaviors, right? That we do that basically allow us to stand in our own way of achieving the results that we want to in our business. So that's just a little bit about me. And I love bringing women together. So I'm, excited to be here and so excited that you ladies have decided to join me. So I don't know who wants to start first.
I thought I did an itty bitty mighty mo. I don't mind starting. Hey, everybody. Okay, am I like the only person that's like a little bit of above and beyond height? I don't know. But no, I'm
Good.
excited. And I'm excited within good reason. My name is August Crenshaw. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a business and sales coach. And I too am just like Jackie. I have a very extreme passion for making sure that I'm working with my sisters because there's some challenges that we have to overcome in order for us to stand up and show out in business. And so when I saw the information about the summit, what she stood for, what was the passion behind it, the audience that she was looking to reach, I was like, that's my jam, and that's what I'm about. And so me, specifically, I work with strategy, mindset, and sales. And I do a lot of mindset work, ladies, just so you guys kind of understand the role that I'm playing in the summit, because you can have all of the strategy in the world. But like Jackie was saying, we have self-sabotaging thoughts, we have limiting beliefs. And so if we can't get you right, then nothing will work. Business, we said it's all about the business, but business is not all about strategy. Business is all about you. And so for me in particular, in my segment, I'm going to be really challenging you all to look at your authenticity, how you're showing up, because authenticity is actually what sells. It's not the gimmicks. Whether you brand your business or you brand yourself as a personal brand, ultimately people still want to know who is that person behind the brand, and being able to show up in your light, which is something that we as Black women have a tendency to camouflage until we come into our own, is the secret sauce in order for you to be able to attract more paying clients that are going to absolutely adore you and be raving fans. So, yay, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'll go next. My name is Lakia Crutchfield. I'm loving going after Miss August here with all of her energy. I love it. But also because of what she stands for as far as mindset, I kind of fall right into that with identity.
Mhm.
I'm really big on identity and knowing who you are because, like you said, authenticity is key. Nobody wants to see a carbon made copy of someone else. They want to know what it is that they can connect with, and what you have that they can connect with and run along with you. And all of that, like you said, plays a huge part in you being successful. But in order to be successful, a lot of what I'm going to talk about is the real you. And I can talk about that because I had to discover the real me at one point in my life. I hit a very low point, and at that low point is when I realized and discovered who I was and who I was supposed to be. And I wasn't walking in that. So therefore, I had no success. And I had to figure out who I was and why I didn't look like myself in order to be able to help somebody else. So again, my name is Lakia Crutchfield. My business and my brand is Kia Chronicles. I am business and life coach, all wrapped up in one. But I love, love, love life coach. That is what led me to writing my first book. My flesh is killing me. So this is just like falling right into what I love to do. And my target audience is young women. I do young Black women, but I also do other nationalities as well.
Okay. And you know what? Tell us what in August. I don't know. I don't think you did. Maybe you touched on it, but also give us the title of your presentation.
Oh Lord, let me do. I remember what I titled my
I
presentation.
know it was something to do with authenticity, right?
Oh wait, no, yeah, you know what I do? It was capture more clients with
Okay.
authenticity. Yeah, yeah, and that right there. So I'm the one that's going to help you with the lead generation, help you with understanding what you got to do in order to compel more clients. And just so I put it out there, when I say capture more clients with authenticity, I spell authenticity AWE. Leave them in awe with who you are.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome, awesome.
Awesome.
I'm excited already just to hear you ladies speak in the in the symposium. Hi, everybody. My name is Latoya Frazier. I am a project manager and digital marketing consultant. And I teach people how to launch their programs online by using corporate strategies. So I am very excited to be with these wonderful women in the symposium. What I will be teaching on is the program launch playbook. So after you get done with the mindset pieces that these ladies are talking about and identifying who you are and you're ready to get that message out into the world, come see me because I'm going to teach you that framework that you need to get your programs or services launched online. And just think about the times that we're in right now. So many people are going to online products and services, but there's so much noise out there about what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. And a lot of that how and what comes with a huge price tag. But I'm a firm believer on that you can do everything on a budget. But program launch playbook. So I'm gonna give you the framework that you need from start to finish and to help you not just have the idea of launching a program or service, but actually how to implement it, how to put it in play so that you can actually monetize your intellectual property, your expertise, your gifts, because that was one of the things that I used to struggle with is identifying what's my gift. Will somebody actually pay me for my expertise? And I had to think about it. Corporations were paying me top dollar to teach their customers a particular product or service in a particular way. So the same framework that the corporations use, you can use it in your personal business as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Love
I'm with
it.
you, Latoya. I'm excited.
Yes.
This is gonna be so awesome. So, ladies, let me ask you this, and I guess I can kind of pose the question. I can just go in the order that you guys originally spoke in. So, August, tell us a little bit about this, about the awe. Okay. Like how did you come to realize that I guess that is an important piece of being a coach? How did you come to realize that?
Of course, I had to realize it for myself first. You know, no one should ever teach a methodology that they don't actually incorporate into their own lives. And when I first joined the online arena, for 2 seconds, I was a little intimidated. Been a business owner for a very, very long time, but everything I did was local, was face to face. And so I came out here and I was poised and I was proper and I wanted to make sure that I spoke in a certain kind of way. And I wasn't really being who I am. If you guys can tell, I'm a tad bit animated, but I learned every time I would have one of those moments where I just be a little free and let my hair hang down. That's when I would get those messages from people that it resonated with them. Girl, when you said that, I went through that too. And then I also realized something else. And this is where it goes from me to bridging into the women that I worked with, is that when you do start showing up with your spunk, your pizzazz, your religiosity, your finickiness, your anal tendencies, whatever it is, that you also do an equal thing. You go from attracting to repelling. And
Mm.
so a lot of women actually are not authentic because our natural inclination inside is to begin to shy down because we trip off of that one person that says something negative. You could go out and everybody could be like, girl, you look cute. And that one person be like, ooh, what made you wear that dress? You know that heifer didn't. You could lose your whole mind and ruin your whole night because one person says something negative. And so when I really started seeing how that same fiber that I worked through more rapidly was also showing up in other women, I was like, oh, okay. So I really started digging into the mindset and the psychology of what is that? And why is that? And there was that issue. So you got to have thick skin. If we're going to be all about the business, then you've got to realize that you have a responsibility to actually show up so authentically that people don't like you and absolutely love you. That way you can clear them out the way so that the people that are your raving fans could be right there at the front seat to seize up them offers that LaToya gonna teach you how to launch.
Because when you
Yes.
don't you find that in the beginning, when you're first starting out, right? You're looking at your mentors, maybe you're another successful coach,
Mhm.
and you feel like, okay, they've been successful. I need to imitate them. Do you find that, I mean, a lot when the women come to you?
Well, you know what, and not to, I'm really very vocal and straightforward about things like this. And I know that there were specific coaches that I followed in the beginning of my journey, and they would basically say, if you've got a business idea, just bring me the idea and put it in my machine so that we can spit out something. And it sounded magical the way that they put it together, but then that implies that there's this cookie cutter process. And so because so many people are selling 6 steps to 6 figures in 6 days and the 3 year to 7 figure strategy, many people are believing that the pathway to success is in strategy instead of knowing that the pathway to success is in being who you are and in tapping into this ordained power, this natural gift that God has laid inside of you to deliver in such a manner that only people on the right frequency can hear you. So yes, I do realize that whether it's because people market it that way or because of natural conclusions we draw for ourselves, that many of us may start to think that in order for me to be successful, I need to do what somebody else has done. And then you get pissed off because when it doesn't work for you, you don't realize that it ain't you. But yeah, it happens a lot, and we can't do that. And unfortunately, so long, especially for Black women, that's pretty much what we've always had to do. We've had to tone it down, dim the light, act right, not be too aggressive, make people feel too uncomfortable. But when you start your own business, baby, get ready to shine because your people, you're not gonna make them uncomfortable. You're gonna make them feel real, real
Right.
good.
The people that are meant for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lakia, I know you up next, but I'm sorry. This is my
Wow.
thing. I love to get
I'm
women
loving
together
it.
and talk. Now, I may be a little late to the game, but I just saw the self-made.
Oh yeah.
Did y'all see
Yes.
it?
Yes.
And when all of this is coming up in me right now. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
that was some of the things that she was going through,
Uh-huh.
telling her story,
Yes.
and that struggle of, selling that whole idea of if you buy this hair cream, it's gonna make your hair long and it's gonna make it straight, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so towards the end or the middle or the end, she was like, no, I want my face on there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She was
Yeah.
like, I want to be able to identify with people. They are able to identify with me. And
Yeah.
and now I'm jumping, but towards the beginning, when she started telling her story, the women stopped and they started to listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because before it was like, oh, buy this hair cream, buy this, this will do your hair good. You got dandruff. They was like just, bypassing her. But when she started telling that story and owning it, you could tell something changed within her. You
Let's
know
see.
what I'm saying?
Oh
As
no,
well
no,
as,
no. You hitting it.
Yes.
yep. And
I'm,
so it's like when you started saying, I I had to just say, I literally just binge watched it last night.
Can I just
I'm like,
piggyback for 2 seconds? Because you got me fired up. You got because I want to draw the equivalent. I'm serious because a
Go
lot
ahead.
of times we can look at stuff and
Yes.
when we see it, we can think because it was back then or if it was something different. But then there's this saying that there's nothing new that's been done under the sun. And so the equivalent of what she was going through is what sisters are doing right now.
Yeah.
Come to my summit, click the link. I got a such and such course, click the link. And that's what in the beginning, that's what she was doing. Want to get rid of your dandruff? Here's a flyer. Want better hair? Here's a flyer. Want to be able to comb it more easy? It wasn't until she stopped just doing the bare bones and was willing to reveal who she was. So that's the difference. Like even right now, these ladies are getting the opportunity to hear, to see, to feel the women that we just a small few. It's plenty more of us coming on later dates. What kind of people are speaking at your summit? You're hearing us. When you asked questions about my methodology, I started with who I am and what my struggles were. That's the piece of us so many of us are afraid to release because Black women are afraid that when we're vulnerable, that we leave room for someone to take advantage when it is actually our superpower. I don't care what it is. If I tell you I was raped, I was molested, I was married to a husband that beat me, I used to be a whore, I was on cocaine, or if I tell you I filed bankruptcy, I was homeless once, I was given up by my parents. It doesn't matter. The moment that you own that thing, then the women will do the same thing to you that they did to Madam C.J. Walker. You know what? I tried too. And they said I didn't look the part. It's your story. And that's where the awe comes in. See, the awe, when we talk about awe, we usually talk about God. You are supposed to be in awe and reverence of God, but you're made in God's image and likeness. So how do you leave people in awe of you so that we can realize how much more connected we are because we one body in this thing together. So the spiritual side of this is so doggone deep that you'll miss it if you're sleeping on it. Because see, we all about the business, but you need to understand in order to be about the business, you got to be about your mind, you got to be about your spirit, and all of that is woven in your story, queens. So yeah, get your ticket. That's all I got to say. I just started early. Get your ticket. Get your ticket.
I want to piggyback
You know what,
off
August?
of what
I'm sitting
August
here.
said. I want to piggyback
And
off of what
I'm
August
sitting
said.
here and I'm loving her talking about stories. She keeps hitting stories.
Yes.
So she's hitting the real you like hard. But I love it because it's like all of us are woven in together. Because so many of them are afraid to tell their story. Like you said, they're afraid they're going to hurt somebody's feelings, afraid they're going to be vulnerable, afraid they're going to not feel this or feel that. They're so afraid. But when you open up and realize that your story is who you are, that's what I'm talking about in the real you, because I couldn't be me because I was too busy trying to be somebody else.
Come on.
And that's the thing that we're missing. We're so busy imitating and not recreating ourselves, making sure that we're doing. Yeah, it's lovely to look at individuals. I do have people that I look up to, but I don't want to be them because I was made different. I was made different so that I could touch someone that they don't touch. And that's the thing. We're so busy trying to be somebody else. And then we want to look at their audience. That's not our audience. Our audience is going to be tied to us and our voice.
Yes.
Because it's something unique about us that they connected with, that connected with our voice and to who we are, which is why they're going to follow us. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about how many they have and how many we have, because it's all about you. Something in you is going to connect with somebody else.
Teach.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm looking at Lakia. You're kind of sticking a little bit, but your voice isn't. But your picture is.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna go ahead and segue into piggybacking off of what these ladies said as well. For me, I hear a lot of people always say, well, there's this course already out there, you know, that someone is teaching on the same topic, or there's a program out there that somebody's always already, you know, doing this topic. And what I like to tell people all the time, you're the secret sauce, right? So it doesn't matter how many programs are out there that are similar to yours. It doesn't matter how many services that are out there that are similar to yours. You are the secret sauce to that, right? So you are the differentiator. So the ingredients may be the same, but the sauce is going to taste different.
Yes.
So, like you said, you don't want to imitate anybody. Just be yourself, because whoever's going to be drawn to you is going to be drawn to you, no matter if there's 1,000 of the courses out there that's, you know, in the same niche that you're in. You're the secret sauce. So you're you're the differentiator in that program.
Absolutely.
And that's the same in terms of like people feeling like they have to dim other people's light, you know, in order for theirs to continue to shine bright. You know, and the thing of it is, like you said, and I like the way you put that, you're the secret sauce. You know what I mean? Like you said, there's a bunch of different life coaches out there. You know, they're all maybe under the same umbrella, let's just say. But what makes a person decide to follow you or buy from you is you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we could even have the same degree. Oh,
absolutely.
We could even have the same degree. We could you know, have similar experiences, but still show up different.
Yes.
Still have a different way, interpret it different. Everybody interprets. You could, you know, go to the same class, read the same book, but we all interpret it differently, and we all apply it differently.
Absolutely.
So,
you know, we're energetic beings, and I know that, and I don't say that in a woo-woo fashion. Those that know me and know me well, you know, when I say that, I'm not, you know, being like, oh, and, you know, not wanting to, you know, I'm not in la la land. I didn't mess with anybody's pipe or do anything crazy before I said it, you know, but seriously, you know, certain frequencies and tones make us feel a certain way. Like some people, like even down in music, when you hear that, you hear the violins, be like, oh, that's not part of that song. Or like when the bass drops, boom, 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 boom. You know, you'd be like, okay, well, you know, these are called vocal cords. And you're singing a song of life. You're singing a song of purpose every time you open up your mouth. And when you get to that point that you realize that that's what you're doing, then you realize that there are certain tones and certain frequencies that people are going to tune into. So I can sit here right now and I can tell you, come on in, sunshine. I need you to leave people in awe of who you are and let them see you. And you see what I'm saying? And then but somebody else would be like, her soul is just so serene. And when she speaks, she sounds like she's flowing. I love her. Other people be like, what in the world is she saying? Is she a hippie kid or something? Was she one of them flower children? On the other hand, for me to be like, listen, you got to show up. You got to tell your story. You have got to leave people in awe of who you are. Somebody else will be like, I don't know what it is about that August girl, but she just started speaking and I'll be on fire. I feel like I just need to get up and just do something. What's the difference? It's me versus her personality, her persona. She's got some people that she needs to connect with. I've got some people that I need to connect with. So yeah, just like it's Wonder Bread and Sarah Lee and the then guess what? Just be your version. Be your version of what you were created to do and get out there. Get out there, queen, because the frequency, yes, even the literal sound of your voice is calling the people that you're meant to serve. When I say leave people in awe of who you are, queens, I need you to understand. I mean, leave them in awe. Everything about you. You thought that little nuance with that little squeak or that from it, whatever, somebody else like that, because they do it too.
Right.
You know, you got to show up. You got to be you.
Right.
I feel like we need to pass a collection plate or something up in here.
You pass the link.
Yes, pass the link to the symposium.
I'll be putting it out soon. As soon as we get our links, y'all hurry up and click up and sign up.
So, ladies, for those that are joining us, I'm so bad with this, y'all. Hold on. Okay, we got some folks on. So let me say this. So, ladies, again, as soon as we get those links, I'm going to go back into this video and post them in so you can go ahead and get registered. But for now, go ahead and mark your calendars. Okay, so it's the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th of next month. God, can y'all believe May is almost here? So just go ahead and mark your calendars, okay? I want to say that much. And I also want to say, please share the video out. tag another coach or consultant. Okay. And
Mhm.
I want to acknowledge who is on with us. Miss always, and I'm so sorry, sis. I know I'll be messing up your name. I know I want to say Tonithia. Can you guys see the comments too, or no?
Mhm.
You can't. Okay.
Tanisha.
So Miss Langley, thank you for joining. Tanya, hi Tanya, how are you? Oh, she said, walk in your story. That's right. And Miss Latorsha. Okay, so she's also one of the. She's going to be presenting, and so is Miss Langley. She's going to be presenting as well. And we have a Reverend Alicia Pitts.
Pastor Pitts.
Master Pitts.
Hey, Pastor.
Thank you for joining. And Miss Lanny,
Lonnie.
Miss Lonnie, thank you so much for joining. And did I get everybody? Yeah. Oh, and Yolanda. Hey, Yolanda, how are you? So yes, ladies, please, like I said, I'm hoping we should have the links by no later than I'm hoping Wednesday. And we can I'll go back and I'll put them in. And so as soon, just go ahead and sign up. But just for now, put it in your calendars because you don't want to miss it.
Yes.
I want to say
Yes.
that. So I feel so inspired now. So where did we leave off? We were talking about standing in your power. Now I know, Lakia, everybody spoke, right? Did you guys have anything else you wanted to share in reference to like piggybacking off of being your authentic self?
And the last thing I would just say is this: is look at what you see in front of you.
Mhm.
You see four very distinct, brilliant women that all have a different type of flavor, different persona, different hairstyles, the whole
Mhm.
nine. And we're working
Right.
together. So you can be authentic, you can walk in your power, you can believe and know that you're the best without it being something in a competitive spirit. It is just the nature of understanding that you are the best for the people that you are put on this earth to serve. And be inspired that there's something that's obviously in the atmosphere, because all I know is when I came out here into this online arena, finding groups of African American women that looked like me, sounded like me, and resonated with my story was not readily accessible. But you are seeing an outburst more and more of sisters getting together and defying the stereotype so that we can show the world what it looks like when we get together. And right now, I love everybody. This is respect and love to everybody. But part of the illness that's going on in this world right now is that we are not inserting our powers to the degree that we're supposed to. And so there's going to be a big shift, Queen, and we can't do this by ourselves. This is why you need to be in attendance, to be inspired and educated so that you can play your part in doing this with us. We can't do this by ourselves. We're doing this for all of us collectively.
Yes. We need you.
Anybody else want to piggyback on that? No. Okay.
I think she said it, just really, I love the fact that she said not competitive, because I think we have a problem with that. And it's not so much that we're against each other. It's a fear of not being, or not being enough, or not being liked, or not having your own voice. It's a fear. It's really not competitive. You have to really look deeper in yourself. And I had to do that myself, having to speak on different panels. I'm like, August, the online arena was different for me. I was used to being on a stage and speaking to people and speaking in different groups. So when you get in those groups, a lot of times you feel cold shoulders, and it shouldn't be. Like she said, we're all different. Look at us. We look different. We sound different. We speak different. We have different excitement levels, but we're all still us. There is no competitive, I got to do this because she did that, and I got to say this because she said that. No, just be you. Because when you're you, it's so easy. When you're not, you've got to figure out, who am I going to be today?
Exactly.
Teach.
Yeah. I had to laugh or chuckle a little bit when you said we all have different excitement levels.
We do. We do.
You know what? This is something I interviewed a young lady yesterday. And one of the things she said was, I was asking her, because I was asked, how do you practice good self-care? And one of the things she said was that just being who she is, unapologetically. So I'm tying that in, y'all, tying that in. And I sat there and I was like, wow. I said, I've never really thought about it like that. And what made me think of it now is when you talked about how easy it is. And a lot of people, once they take that mask off, that is so freeing. You know what I'm saying? It's so freeing.
How are doing it.
Yes.
You know, so it made me think about that. And you're right. I mean, I think it's a lot of work, because I know my parents used to always say, telling the truth is easy, right? Because it comes out the same every time, you know. So being yourself is freeing, you know, because you're not pretending to be something that you're not, you know. And then I think that goes into that whole piece about the competition. You know, when you really have done the work, you know what I mean, and you realize that you are your special sauce,
Come on.
then it's not an issue of, you know, oh, well, she's doing this and that's going to take away from me. And you know what I mean? I can't support her and blah, 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 and on and on and on, because you know you are the secret, or it starts with you. You know what I mean? Nobody can deliver services the way I do, you know, with my little offbeat, what do they call it? Dark sense of humor, quirky sense of humor. You know what I mean?
But you know what? There's a whole audience out there that loves quirky sense of humor, and that's your audience.
Right.
Come on now.
They'll be drawn to you just for that.
Yes.
So this is good, ladies. So I'm looking at the time. So let's end on a note. I would say just some closing thoughts, if you will, about either, I don't know, what moved you to participate in this, maybe why you feel that the summit itself is important, why you feel that your topic or your presentation is a must hear, you know, however you choose to wrap up.
Well, I'll start with one of the reasons why I'm participating is because when I started my business, there was nothing like this in terms of online summits, learning. I mean, you can only Google so much, but actually coming to a forum where you have women, in this particular case, African-American women, that have already paved the way, right? That have already done the work and are willing to share that expertise and knowledge with you. So I didn't have that when I was starting my business. So being able to give back to the African-American community, the online community, women in general, folks just, wanting to start businesses, giving them that insight. So the things that I didn't have when I started, I'm drawn to that, where I can give back, as so many awesome queens have given back to me.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you were with us.
Thank you. Happy to be
here.
And I'll just echo those same words. That's the most important thing to me, because I didn't see it. And then one time that I did see it, it was always women that were way, way more successful, that were already at like maybe the 7-figure mark. So it was kind of like there was a very huge disconnect where who's still making sure that I get the fundamental things, is as if a piece of their story had been forgotten. And so, ladies, depending on where you're at in your business, whether you're just beginning or you've been done this for a few years, but you still kind of hit your own plateau, the opportunity to speak into another sister's life and to make sure that you get the fundamental foundational things that are going to stand the test of time, reinserting that into another queen is extremely important to me. In addition to the fact in giving it to you in such a manner that your soul and spirit feels it, because we learn and we vibe differently. And so I love it when I can also be accepted as who I am and then translate the energy to teach somebody else to be who they are.
Yes. Love it. I'm glad
I think we're all kind of on the same wavelength as far as the giving back. And I was kind of drawn to it too, because for me, when I was starting out and realizing who I was, it seemed as if I had no one to connect with. And I feel like just looking at just us here, and I haven't even seen the other ladies, I'm excited already, but just looking here, we're going to have several individuals that people all over can connect with, that can identify themselves with and say, you know what? She is not so high up here that I can't feel her, I can't touch her, I can't understand her.
Yeah.
And she's willing to give something to me. So you know what? Maybe I do need to step outside of my box, because if she can do it, I can do it too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes,
Right
absolutely.
there.
So, Jackie, I'll ask you, in terms of being the host,
Ooh.
what inspires you to host such events as this one?
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
you know what? I thought I was gonna have to put these in. It was getting a little rowdy in the background over here.
Okay. We can't hear it, so you're good.
Okay, good. So, okay. It's hard for me to like give a synopsis. I guess I can be kind of long-winded, but I'm gonna try to do a synopsis, okay? So when I first started doing West African dance, I thought that, getting into that realm, I thought that the women would be so inviting. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the older women, I thought that they would be, like see me like a daughter and just be inviting, just the women in general. But it was so the opposite, you know. And so I'm in like my mid-20s, right? And that was so disheartening for me. So between those experiences and being a social worker, right? So professional experiences and as well as other personal experiences outside of the African dance realm, I saw that like, wow, I just didn't like the way us as African American women, how we relate to one another. Very disheartening to me. Just and not necessarily everybody wasn't always with like, throwing shade or an attitude, but just very standoffish. You know what I mean? Like they approach you as an enemy, or somebody they kind of gotta keep at a distance until they get a chance to know you. Know, you're not after their man or you're not after their position or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, seeing that, I was like, I didn't like it, so it's always been a goal of mine to bring us together, because I had started doing sister circles when I was living in Brooklyn, and that was like in a physical space. We would come together and we would just talk about, different things that from our perspective that we were going through, whether it was toxic relationships, whether it was feeling undervalued in the workforce, whatever it was. We would come together and provide each other with like encouragement and support. So jumping ahead, I saw it, and it was so crazy, but I ran across this one coach, and she's actually a clinician, and she did a webinar on transferring from like being a face-to-face clinician to doing it online and like being a life coach. And it just hit me. And I was like, you know what? I never thought about that. That way I'll be able to help women specifically how I want to help them, or, how I feel that my talents can be used best, instead of like in the social work arena, where funds are limited, you only doing just barely enough to, get the client just to move them on to the next phase,
Right.
because this is what the funders want you to do, all of those types of things. So you're very limited. So it's like that webinar like opened my eyes. So I was like, I like this, and it's so cool because we're like, I'm in Michigan and you're, Latoya, you're where, in Texas?
I'm in Texas, yeah.
In August, you're in
Atlanta,
Georgia, right? Atlanta. And where are you at, Lakia?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. So here we are in all these different places. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're able to come together. So that's what inspired me. So see how long I took to say that?
It was a great story.
It was good. It was good.
So yeah, but I love it. I love meeting. I love bringing us together. And like you said, we all have so many talents and just so awesome, and being able to come together to help other African American women, further themselves, or get their mind together. Because, and somebody mentioned it earlier, I think it might have been you, August, you can have all the business strategy in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, or you don't feel like you can do it, or you don't feel worthy, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Because it all starts up here first. So I don't know. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, Latoya, like right now I'm kind of pulling my hair out a little bit.
I know.
Trying to get everything finalized, but I
Rightfully so.
love it though. So, yeah.
Well worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, ladies.
It
Thank
is
you.
well worth it.
This was so much fun. Okay.
Yes.
Well, everyone, so again, see those dates, the 16th, 17th, and 18th of May. Go ahead, write it down in your calendars. I will be getting those links out really quickly. Okay. So we can go ahead, and if you want to be, I was gonna say you want to be part of the affiliates, but obviously, speakers, you guys can be a part of the whole affiliate process. And for those of you that want to participate, please join us. Go ahead, just mark your calendars, and like I said, we'll get those links out, and you can go ahead and register.
Yes.
All right.
We'll
So thank
see
you,
at the
everyone.
symposium.
Everybody have a wonderful rest of the evening. Okay.
Thank
You do
you.
the same.
Thank you.
And thank you, ladies, for those that joined. All right, y'all have a good night too.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh.